But
This is the Monday Midsole, and tonight we're talking about Jeff Staples clapping at American Eagle. Nike gets a second chance with Zion. Maybe they didn't blow it. An Adidas exec caught up in the college scandal. And we got a battle. Rep Milwaukee 414 against Splash. I'm Drippy. Grab your seats. It's the Monday Midsole.
You are now tuned into the Monday Midsole with your hosts, Molly Maul, Polos and Jays, and Buckeye City Soul. Let's go!
Yo! It's Monday. It's the Monday Midsole. I'm your co-host, Buckeye City Soul, a.k.a. Kev. And I'm just going to go ahead and pass it on over to the old homie. Unmute yourself. Let's go.
What's good? It's your boy Polos and Jays, OG Jay Walker. I'm here again. Not feeling well, but I'm going to try to make it through. With that, I'm going to kick it over to Maul.
tomorrow, what's going on? It's Mao. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Molly Moy, aka I done copped another one, Mr. Accidental Purchase. We're here on a Monday, somewhat on time, and we're gonna kick it off. We got a great show, got a repeat offender, and a new flavor splash. No pun intended. You gotta unmute yourself, though, homie.
You still muted?
All right, am I good?
Yep.
Yeah, you good now, Wayne? What's up, man?
All right, it's your boy Splash. I'm Drippy. This is my first time on here. Basically, I started sneaker YouTube a few months ago, but I'm out here representing for the big feet size 14 and 15, so I decided to start my own sneaker YouTube channel.
Large toes.
Yeah.
So wait, how do you lace your Jordan 1s? I'm just curious.
Regularly up to
Strangled.
All right, like a normal person.
Yeah, I mean, what you be, man? Like the laces is long enough. What you think they come down the ears? Man, you
I thought you was gonna pull an African season. Them shits was gonna be choked up. to the
Yeah,
neck.
you know.
You say you represent. There's a rumor size 14, like laces just gotta be super tight.
Nah, no, not at all. I wouldn't even be able to wear it if they was tight like that.
That's what I said. But hey, to each their own. And then we got Rep Milwaukee 414.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Rep Milwaukee 414. Back at it again. I guess I'm a repeat offender.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a repeat offender, but yeah, I'm back in here for the battle. So let's see what's good. I'm so happy to be here.
Where my shirt, nigga?
Damn.
Whoa. Hold on a second. Marcus,
Where's my
man,
shirt?
where's my shirt at?
Hey, hold on now. Y'all got me effed up in here. You better have some checks.
I'm talking to Marcus. I already paid for mine, nigga. I'm about to make a video.
It's in my other car, man. I gotta go.
I'm about to make a video and put you on blast, sucker.
Better have that check. You better show that check too.
I got receipts. Man.
So what we doing?
I mean, he kind of just went into the whole deal, but why don't you just I know you started the YouTube video, Wayne, a couple months ago. Why don't you just kind of give an overall background on your story?
Really, like how I got into sneakers?
Yeah.
All right. Well, my first pair of sneakers were the Calvin Bailey 9s, and I know that's not too long ago. Well, how many years ago was that? But
Decent amount.
Like 2000.
yeah. So anyway, but I didn't start collecting then, and that was actually a surprise shoe from my wife. So like I got that shoe and I was like, oh man, this is kind of dope. And then I started peeping, like, because I'm a huge Lakers fan, as you could tell, like what Kobe was rocking. And I got into I like the 9s, 10s, 11s. And like, I don't know, I just started getting hooked. And then as I started making a little bit more money, I'm like, okay, I can go back and get this, or I get that, and it just started growing from there.
Nice.
Damn, what size did you get in the Calvin Bailey? The 15?
14.
Oh,
I don't wear it that often because it's a little tight.
Yeah, 9s run small. I got to go to a 13. I typically wear a 12 and a half, but yeah, I had to go to 13 on them joints. The whole series runs a little small.
It looked crazy. It looked like a boat.
Yeah.
Motorboat. Get those Motorboat Jones.
I wore those last week.
best 9 they make.
I agree with that.
That's fine. Yeah, I can too.
All right. All right.
For the love of the game.
For the love of the game.
I mean, I would put those second, but nah. You don't like because of the colorway on there.
Like it because it's the best goddamn 9 ever created.
Nah, I like the first UNC better.
Which one?
The first UNC Powder Blues.
Yeah.
No.
Whatever, nigga. You about to go play. You got your shooting shirt on and everything. You got the shorts on and the socks. You got the little Jordan shorts on underneath the actual shorts.
I washed them.
Oh, man. All right, so let's... So now that we all got acclimated with each other, let's go ahead and see what's in the box. Let's. Do you guys have anything that you guys bought? If you got it.
That's pretty forward.
Oh.
All I got is this all red.
Wait, man.
Oh, damn, my bad.
Wait for the drop.
Let's go.
Expecting brand new.
What are you, new here?
That Ginkgo biloba.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
All right. What's in the box? Let's go. Since you already started, you jumped the gun. Go ahead.
Damn, Mom, what the hell is wrong with you, man?
Hey, that's when you fart and you try not to throw up.
I just got the one pickup, man. The red Air Max 90. That's it. It's a pretty dope shoe. It's a red shoe, so I mean I have to have it.
Where'd you get that from?
That's it. Foot Locker.
Okay.
It was 110, and then I had $20 off.
Man, I might have to do that. No, I like those.
Yeah, they nice, man.
Ma?
I just got one pickup, and that's the Have a Nice Day MX ones. Buzzing.
All right.
The phone blowing up.
That's me. Let me get that.
Dang, that shit loud.
It's just right here.
This shit got D batteries. Jason, man.
No, I ain't got nothing. I ain't picking nothing up this week.
Nothing. Splash.
I ain't picking up nothing all this month. I don't even see how y'all picking up stuff this month.
And the last thing I picked up, I got it for a steal for $71. And I picked up this Puma Spectra.
I still need to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, they're going for the low on StockX, man. That's where I got it from. So, and it's a size 14, so it's still bow season, but it's not that big.
Yeah, that's
good on my feet.
That's a big long ski boat right there.
Them things got 2 zip codes.
That shit's a canoe. Go kayaking in that mother.
Like, hello. Just yelling.
Y'all gotta relax.
Okay, hold up. How tall are you?
I'm 6'4". So yeah, I'm not out here looking like a hobbit, man. I'm 6'4", so
there's a few of them out there.
It's the height.
Hey, he don't look like it on camera though, right?
Nah.
Yeah, exactly.
He look like about 5'9".
I met Rep. He was like, "Damn, son, you almost tall as me." I was like, "Man, what you think?" Size 14.
Shit, I can send you to a couple of pages with some size 14s. That's about
Hey, man. Hey, we don't do that here. We ain't doing
okay,
that. We ain't doing that.
I ain't say no names.
All right. Well, I'll go.
You got something good.
I mean, it's all right. It completes a collection for me. And shout out to City Jeans for hooking your boy up. I did get the platinum 11s. Now this makes it so I have all at least the style of the 11 mids or whatever. So I have all of them now, except for the Jeter, which is impossible. But yeah, and these are clean, man. But these would be tough to wear, man. Honestly, they're tough. They'd be tough to rock. But
you got every mid colorway in the 11.
Yep.
Every 3/4.
That's dope.
Yep. Every mid. So got those. That's what's in the box. Shout out to Container Store for keeping them safe. But yeah, light week. I got a couple things coming this week. Anything great? Nope, not really.
You got all the men's ones, or you be rocking the Harris too? I can't fit those.
Oh
can't
man,
fit
I
no
can't
hair.
fit no hair. Who you think this is?
I'm just. You said you had all of them.
All
Did say all of them.
all the real nigga sizes. Shout out to Point Dexter. Appreciate that, brother. Go ahead and mark it down, player. But no, all the ones that fit real G's and
All the colorways or all the ones that released?
all the colorways. So I only have one of the cool grays. I mean it's the same shoe. I do have the suedes, and all the other ones, the original colorways and everything like that.
Suede.
So we good. We good here. We good. So with that being said, Marcus, are you prepared?
I am ready.
Oh,
And
Whoa.
might fall out my chair.
You got a pop in your box. Pause.
What?
Look behind him over his shoulder. Look over his shoulder.
Yeah, the right shoulder.
that's Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
All right, so we're gonna use sneaker news this week. I want to try something different.
Okay.
And let me see, today
Like
is
that?
the 18th, so we're gonna start on the 21st. Unless y'all want to see these shocks, the shocks is coming back. I've had a few people say,
Hell no.
"What are shocks?"
Fuck no, baby.
Shocks is coming back, y'all.
Are they gonna be comfortable?
Next.
Hell no. Then you got another 720 that's dropping on the 21st. I think this is the women's colorway.
Do you guys think that they're oversaturating these already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same way they did the 270. It was just too many.
Them 720s be selling out though, right?
I think the first couple of colors sold out, but the rest of them, they've been sitting.
I thought I saw that Iron Man colorway sell out or whatever, but I ain't interested in them. But
Yeah, the
And
Iron
then
Man
do
looked
we-
kind of cool though with the little illustration they had with it.
Is this Yeezy dropping? I ain't even keeping up with Yeezy.
I think
can't
so.
really tell
The
you.
Geo, I think it is dropping.
Yeah, I got an email about them.
It's basically
Okay.
a mauve or mauve,
Yo,
however you want to pronounce it, but it's a V2, and I don't like this. I don't like the V2 style.
do y'all really like that? Y'all really like this Yeezy
Nobody
brand?
really likes that. They like Yeezy's name attached to that.
I like the V1 because it wore me down. Like I like the V1 now.
Man, that shoe look like a 1990s Payless special, bro.
Hey man,
Like,
Payless going out of business, man. That's part of your history. You better be respectful.
Blockbuster went out of business too, bro. But you'll see me complaining.
Hey man.
Shut up, Jason. You're talking too much. This is my segment, okay?
There is still a Blockbuster out there.
Mute that motherfucker over there. So we got another one of these see-through reacts that's dropping. I think it's on the 23rd. What is the Royal Tint? I think these have been oversaturated as well. We're seeing way too many of these. And we got another Air Max 95 throwback future. I think this is the men's colorway. And of course, there's no picture of it on there.
All right.
But I think they're doing a whole. I think they're going to do like the 720, the Air Max 95. I think that's why they're showing that 720 right there, and a couple of other.
It's like 6
silhouettes
of them
with
in
this
the throwback back.
That one right there.
Yeah, you got the 95 right there. And then you got the 270. Yeah, there's a few of them that's on there. The Air Max Dia. And yeah, it's a few of them on this throwback colorway. You can see them on the sneakers app as well. Then you got this Supreme Tailwind. You got two colorways in that. You got the black and you got the red and white. Red and white, not too bad. I still don't think I would rock this silhouette, but hey, I've said that before, and I did change my opinion. So don't hold me to it.
You about to have these?
Hell no.
I mean, you can wear the ones with your Houston Rockets gear. You got the shorts, the shorts, the Clyde Drexler shorts.
Hey, Marcus say that right. Marcus say that right now, and then on 420 he gonna have them on feet.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what I have on, okay? Don't worry about what I be wearing.
Don't worry about what the fuck I be doing. That's it.
Here we go having these damn. Nah, man, my shit. I backed up too damn far.
So now what we about to see?
Where y'all go with that shit, man? I don't be looking at shit like you motherfuckers.
He be looking up how to heal ailments and stuff. You be like, man, you be pouring witch hazel on everything.
Yeah, I be looking up them old Negro medications and stuff. Get some
Underground Railroad MD.
Yeah. Some tree bark and shit.
Put some root on it. Put some root beer on there.
Tussin on it.
Yeah.
Which one was hard? What you see up there? What you see that's hard?
Up.
Because I ain't seeing shit.
Oh, I see it. You good?
That one right there in the middle.
This one?
If it's gonna pull up.
Throwback Future.
Actually,
I think I saw that drop somewhere today.
That's a part of that throwback pack, ain't it?
Yeah.
Is that like a foam posit upper?
Yep.
Foam posit upper.
Man, it's probably heavy like those foam posit Air Force Ones too.
Them things
No,
probably
don't get no heavier, so it don't matter.
You got them Bobby's World feet.
Damn.
Yo.
Oh Lord.
Man.
And these shocks appear to be taking over because there's several colorways coming out.
Man.
Then you got this foam posit. Ma, what's the story behind this?
They doing a wide release? They already released
When he was rocking, when he was rocking from Memphis.
I'm not a fan of these.
They're all right.
They already came out though.
Did they come out or did he was rocking?
They drop in Memphis, but they might have a wider release.
It was Memphis and Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I don't like them, man. I think the Sharpies are better, actually.
Yeah, I like the Sharpies better. You got to be a Memphis fan to wear some shit like this. I mean, that's just.
I don't like the white laces. I hate a blackout sole on a foam. I hate it.
It doesn't have a clear sole. It's a black sole.
Yeah, it's black.
Yeah, it looks black.
Nah,
black.
That joint.
Nah,
I don't like foams. Period.
Facts.
Yeah, I used to rock them, but I don't mess with them no more. Then you got a couple of Adidas, the Game of Thrones coming out, which I think they could have did a lot more with this theme, but there's the whole.
I like that White Walker's kind of dope though.
Yeah.
I want the black bottom.
Let me.
You like black bottoms?
God.
You gotta watch Kev. Dude. You gotta watch him, bro. You gotta watch.
I'm finding out real quick.
Don't back into the cornfield, player.
I just think with a Game of Thrones, I mean, Adidas keeps dropping the ball. They get these collabs, like they had the Dragon Ball. They dropped the ball on that. They got Game of Thrones. There's so much more you could have did with a theme like that. I mean, it's like the biggest show ever, and you just come up with some basic boosts with different colors on it. You could have did more than that.
That red one with the gold stripes is nice though.
That's straight. Hop Dog said that they're dropping on sneakers. The Memphis joints.
And now one of y'all gonna buy any of these shoes? So
nah, hell no.
I do like the White Walker joint though.
I ain't buying shit.
Yeah, I like that red one.
But do y'all watch Game of Thrones?
Hell yeah,
I'm rewatching it.
Game of Thrones is shit.
Nope.
You don't watch Game of Thrones?
Nope.
Shit.
What you watch?
Hey,
Basketball.
Maul, one of them CNN motherfuckers.
Maul watch basketball. He pull out the reel to reel. We're gonna watch some real film.
Dean Smith tutorials.
So everybody in the chat, shout out if you're looking for something that you're gonna buy this week. Go ahead and shout your cops because Marcus probably didn't show them.
There's nothing coming, man. I mean, Nike killed it with the whole
money, dog.
Air Max month.
Save a Monday.
Man,
be some restocks.
Well, we can get into the reason why most of us are here, and get into lay battle.
Battle.
It's the battle with Rep Milwaukee 414 against Splash. I'm trippy. Hey man, where you get that from, man?
Tell him, bro. Tell him.
Y'all remember there was a song by Duro that came out a while ago called Ice Cream Paint Job?
By who? Oh, okay.
Duro, that was like his only song.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Lifestyle might don't make it.
Yeah, so basically, Jim Jones was on a remix, and he started his verse, splash, cannonball, I'm drippy, and I was dying laughing because that's the most trash verse I ever heard. Y'all gotta listen to it. It was so bad that I made everything splash, I'm drippy from then on out. My gamer tag, YouTube, everything. So I just stuck.
Y'all ain't gonna be talking about the local homie now. Y'all can't talk about the local homie.
What happened?
The row.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about his verse wasn't trash, but Jim Jones was trash.
Ain't nobody talking about him no more.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I remember my friend, he threw up in a Durango, and then my dude was like, ice cream paint job. So now every time like they say that, like I associate that with throwing up in a vehicle. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into the Midsole sneaker battle.
Yo.
So let me put something on here. All right. We're gonna get into round one. What was round one? Fuck it, let's just go to it. Round one, the best shoe with green in it. Everybody in the chat, put what your selection would be for the best shoe with green in it. You know, this was kind of a St. Patty's Day thing. Hopefully everybody had a safe St. Patty's Day yesterday. Or y'all probably hung out and kicked it on Saturday if you kicked it. I know a lot of people get bent out of shape if you black and you celebrating St. Patty's Day, but if you having a good time, fuck them. Let's go. Jason.
Yo.
You chose the DB4. Sell your shoe.
It's a black shoe.
It's the DB4. I mean, there's nothing to sell. It's the DB4. Everybody wants it.
We ain't voting for your shit then, nigga.
Hey.
Everybody wants it. So, old man, shut up, because you're going to hate anyway. But it's the DB4. Everybody wants it. And got the Superman on the tongue. I mean, what's to talk about? It's a DB4. Like, it's a grail.
Man, but if that DB4 wasn't a DB and it just came out, everybody be like, that's a kid shoe.
Ooh,
I have
the
to
rebuttal.
disagree on that one, because it could be a DB or not a DB with that Superman on the tongue. And I'm a huge fan of Superman. I still want it. So, matter of fact, Superman is the only DC character that I like. So,
you do look like a black ass Clark Kent, as a matter of fact.
Oh man.
Oh, we going there? We going there, Marcus?
Go.
He says.
All right.
Let's talk about.
Get into them Civil War Negro spirituals. You gonna be quiet.
Oh man, he said you look like Morgan Freeman when he was a butler for Batman.
Who's that nigga on that nail looking?
This nigga. All right, Splash. You chose the Ray Allen 13. Sell your shoe.
Well, I mean, for one, it's a PE, and I've never seen a green. There's not that many green Jordans out there, period. But like a green 13 like that, the white and green, I think it's just hitting. I think anybody will want the shoe, especially because Ray Allen wore it. And to me, it's just a clean, dope shoe for the springtime, summertime, whatever it is. And I would definitely, me personally, I would wear this before I wore a shoe with Superman on it.
Oh,
unless I was at Six Flags.
Oh, damn.
That's where we going.
He said,
you only picked that Ray Allen. You only picked that Ray Allen 13 because you know I like Ray Allen, so I got to shut the real quick.
He said his shoes gonna have them socks with the capes on the back.
The RG3s.
Oh man. All right, chat. So we're gonna do something different today with the voting just to make it easier. If you can see, Rep Milwaukee 414 is in blue, and Splash I'm Drippy is in red. So you are going to vote either blue or red. So chat, go ahead and vote right now. Ma, what you got?
I don't really consider the DB4 a green shoe.
It's got to be a shoe with green in it.
All right, I guess it has green in it. I mean, these are both hyper fakes, like Paranoid on Fleek. I don't know. DB4 scared the hell out of me. So I'm gonna go Ray Allen 13s. I think I can spot those easier.
You gonna go off of the fact that it could be a. All right, man. All right.
Hey, Maul just don't like me, man. That's all it is. Just say it, Maul. Golly.
Nah, I would say that. That's the easy way.
All right, Marcus, man, what you got?
I like both shoes, and I want to have both in my collection at some point. But only reason why I'm not gonna pick the DB4 is because you was reaching. Because it's very little green in this shoe. There's so many other shoes you could have.
There's a decent amount of green in the shoe.
The wings, the midsole, and the laces. What are you talking about?
He went with a hype shoe that had some green in it. No. I'm going with the Ray Allen. I'm sorry, dude. I mean, you could have picked the forest green 14s. You could have picked the pine green ones. You could have picked the Celtic ones. I mean, so many green. Could have picked the Kobe Grinch.
Kobe Grinch would have got it.
Definitely Kobe Grinch.
You would take a Kobe. I'd take the Ray Allen over the Kobe Grinch. No,
baby.
And I'd take the 4 over. I mean, if I was voting, I would go with the 4. Obviously, I had the 4, so I would go with the 4. But I don't have a vote. I don't have a vote. And looks like the chat. It looks like there's more red than blue. So Splash gets the perfect.
Hey,
the next round. I forget what it is. So we just gonna have to just go to it.
Round 2.
Round 2, best cross trainer. And we're gonna start with Splash. You remember what you picked?
Yeah, something that I looked up real quick.
Wow.
Because I'm not gonna lie, man, I don't really got no cross trainers, and I was like, I don't know. So anyway, I picked that Nike React, the bread colorway.
I was wondering why you picked the runner.
I mean, that looked dope. So, and I would buy it. So that's really why I picked it.
All right. I don't know, Jason. If you lose this one, I don't know. It's yours to lose. I think. I mean, I might be wrong, but tell us about your selection.
Yeah, I picked the EA Sports Madden, which is the trainer, man. I remember when this came out, when the Madden, it came with the game, and it was that's when I was really big into Madden or whatnot. But it glows also glows in the dark, has the iridescent swoosh and all that. Like it was something mad different at that time. So that's why I picked that.
All right. Now let me ask y'all this: do y'all like this version better than the original version? Marcus and Ma, the original version of this King Griffey Jr.
Nope.
I like the original version better too, honestly. But let's go ahead and vote. Ma.
I don't like either one of them.
But
if I gotta choose one, I'll go with one more detail. So I'll go with the Trainer Max. I can make it work. The outsole, iridescent swoosh. Not quite sure if that's 3M.
It is.
But yeah, get more out of that one. So.
Hey, shout out to A Higher Soul. Appreciate that $10 donation. Ray all day. You've been a little behind, but we should start giving super chatters a vote. If you super chatting, you get the vote.
Yeah, you put in $10. That's 10 votes.
Oh, hey, $1 a vote. That works for me. You guys can control the whatever. But anyways,
tell your friends to vote for you.
Marcus, what
I'm like Ma. I mean, I don't know what the hell y'all was thinking about with either one of these shoes. I have no idea. So, but
Bo Jackson's though. That's nobody picked the cheat code.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and go with Jason shoe. I mean, but yeah.
Hey, shout out to Ben Arios.
Euros in the building.
Appreciate you, bro.
Cheers. Some champagne.
Euros. Let's see here. So Jason got 2, and we got a lot of blue on this one. So Jason with the perfect. Which one would y'all pick if it was a cross trainer? What would y'all pick?
Phil Jackson's.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That was easy. That's what I had picked at first, but it was easy.
Well, it don't matter.
I would have went with that one for sure. But let's go ahead and get into. Let me find it here. Round 3.
What?
Round 3 is our non-traditional, our non-shoe related. Hold on a second. Something driving me nuts real quick.
And Flashy, no, these shoes are not in that collection. We are going to have some battles where they're going to have to pull out
in
the
hand.
Yeah, in hand. But this, I mean, it makes it easier when you can tell us a shoe and we can show it than to have people to actually pull out the shoe.
Right, we're gonna do a couple different ways here, because one of the things that I'd like to do, I'd like to be able to put people on the show that may not have the collection that other people have. I do want to do some that people do have it. You can, confirm that you have it, but we'll put the shoe up anyway so everybody can see it. Because a lot of times people show the shoe and they're not talking, so can't nobody see your selection anyway. But we will do that. But this one here,
I would like to see a T Ward versus Mike Rich. T Ward, can you make that happen, man?
T Ward. Let's do that.
Make that happen.
Anyway, this one was the best childhood toy, and we got Rep Milwaukee 414 with Voltron. Let's talk about yours.
Yeah, I'm a Voltron fanatic. Come up in the 80s. Well, we was just talking about it. I got the 6-inch Funko Pop. Like, I watched it every day. I had the individual pieces that you could put together to make Voltron. I mean, I was just a fanatic. I still am a fanatic for the cartoon itself. So, man, I had to pull out the Voltron, man.
All right, bet. Splash, you went with the Game Boy Color.
Had to. One, it's just revolutionary, man. Like, who didn't, like, in my age group anyway, have a Game Boy Color, playing Pokemon, playing all the games on there, and like, especially when they added the color too, when they came out with the color, it's like, oh snap, man, like, this is hot. But now, it's probably trash, but because there's so many different stuff out there, iPads and whatnot. But really, if you think about it, it was like the first iPad. Like, it's the first thing on a screen. We out here playing with color on it. So I had to pick that, and I played it all the time.
Well, there was a Game Boy that didn't have color that came out prior to that.
Right. Yeah, but that was trash. And it was super huge.
I ain't never had no Game Boy Color.
But Flash is rich, having a color.
Everybody in the chat, shout out your favorite toys from when you were a kid or whatever. I know it's gonna be a kind of a wide range. It's mostly gonna be some 80s things, I think, in there, because we're some older, a little bit older, which is cool. Marlon, Marcus, what would be your favorite toy? Marcus, yours is probably Jack's. He had that wheel with the stick that you run around with it, and then you got to hit the wheel.
We didn't even have that, man. We didn't even have that. We had an old box we hung up on a tree, and we threw a basketball up there with it. That's what
sticks and rocks. That's what you had.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
he said we really used to shoot the rock.
No, but for me, I'm gonna have to go back, and it's the toy I'm gonna name y'all. It's way before all y'all time, but it's very similar to what Jason picked, the Voltron. When I was coming up, there was a show and a toy called the Shogun Warrior. And it was a huge robot that had different pieces on it, kind of like the Voltron. That was my shit, man. It was like, the damn thing was like, I mean, it was huge. It was about a 1.5 feet tall. And I mean, it was just a cool ass toy. And it had the Godzilla. You could fight Godzilla with it, who was a big, huge toy. So, yeah, I used to like Shogun Warriors, man. That was my shit.
Yeah, I think my brother might have had that. Ma, what about you?
A couple people mentioned in the chat, I was a huge Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles.
I had all the pieces, yeah, the van, I had everything.
I think for me, I would say the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. I thought that joint was the shit. Like, you had the little dudes, and you got the little airplane. Either that or He-Man. When you had the castle, they were both the shit.
The WWF joints too.
Yes, WWF. They were on point. They were.
T. Ward said he had a Teddy Ruxpin when he was a kid. That was his shit.
Read to me, Teddy. He say, I don't read on Tuesdays. What's today? You get one of them toys at Aldi's. Them things. So, what's today? I only talk on days that don't end with Y.
You talking about the black version, Terry Reynolds and shit.
Terronius.
Hey,
he come with a do-rag on.
Hey, is the Game Boy, is that considered a toy though? Or a game system?
It was a Toys R Us
system.
Hey, there's a lot of things you can play with. Are they toys too?
Hey, we adult toys.
Oh
I wasn't either, but you just brought it up. Oh shoot! Shout out to Ricky Retro. He said GI Joes were GI Joes, and I don't know if y'all ever heard of these the little guys. They were called Mask, and they had the little removable helmet, and you can put them in the cars, and in the cars Transformers too.
Yeah,
my brother had them.
Yeah, those are super dope. Them GoBots were shitty. GoBots were shitty.
GoBots were trash.
Yeah.
You got a GoBot. You went and played with the kids that had the Transformer. You like, oh man, I got the Transformer at the crib though. Like, no, you don't. You ain't got no Transformer. You don't know about GoBots?
Because he too busy thinking Game Boy is a toy.
Joints? What is that?
Nah, man.
He's too busy thinking the Game Boy is a toy, man. That's why.
You ain't got no imagination. He said, I got these big feet. I don't have to think about stuff. He said, all you did was swim back in the day.
And I can't swim, so get out of here anyway.
Said, them feet.
Wait, hold on. Malik said he was a Master P No Limit Soldier action figure. Is that for real?
That's fact.
I think they did have one.
Fact.
I think you squeezed him and he said,
Yeah, they did.
Thundercats.
Boy, if I had a toy like that back in the day, they said,
It did, for real though. That's facts.
Thundercats. And then Shoes Up, Sleeves Down said WWE. Well, WWF back in the day, those action figures were the shit. WWF was dope. But now
you get the ring, you get a whole 9 yards.
Said GoBots came before Transformers.
Kids, I keep forgetting how young y'all motherfuckers are.
I don't remember which
That
came
young,
first.
cool.
I know which one was doper though.
You just old. Hold on, this motherfucker. You
Which
just
one?
old. Ain't nobody young.
GoBots and Transformers. Did I hold up? Anyway, did everybody vote?
I don't think anybody voted.
Nobody voted.
No.
I see a couple reds. But hey, let's go, Ma. What will be
Game
your
Boy.
selection? Game Boy?
Yep.
All
I'm a
right.
big Voltron guy.
Game Boy ain't even a toy, man.
It's a toy, nigga. You can buy it in Toys R Us. Damn it.
Rob,
Oh.
I'm choosing between the two.
You do play with it though. Pause. Marcus.
You're gonna play with my phone.
Marcus, what you got?
I'm gonna have to go with Voltron. I mean, like I said, I was a huge fan still. I just bought the big Voltron toy right here. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and let's have the chat re-vote.
Red, no blue. Red.
It looks like a lot of red.
And the GoBots came first before the Transformers. I just looked it up.
The GoBots was trash though.
Yeah, they were.
They were the.
Made it a hot line. I made it.
Let's see here.
What year did that come out?
What GoBots?
Transformers and GoBots.
GoBots.
Well, like 86.
About 80.
Oh, no wonder.
85.
Born in 89.
Oh,
Jack was off the
Came
shelf.
out from 83 to 87.
Yeah. Come on now.
Hey man, you just a young buck. Let me see this. Turn this off. What we got? It looks like it's kind of tied.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard to say. It's going back and forth.
All right, I'm gonna wash this one, and then if I have to vote, I will vote on this particular one. So we come back to it. Right now, it's a wash. Round 4.
Round 4.
The best Jordan low. Both went with Jordan 11s.
Okay.
Would you guys go with anything different than an 11 for the low? For the low?
Nope.
Marcus,
A 13.
Yeah, about to say 13.
Yeah, 13, because a 13 is not really like a low.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it'd probably be a 13. Yeah.
Playoff 13. Maybe. The 5 ain't bad.
12.
I don't like the 12s. Them things. Man, if you wear 12 low,
I go 8 lows.
them joints gonna look like Kevin Durant.
Actually, I got wait.
The 8s.
I ain't got it no more, man. I had the playoff 12 lows. Got them for like $40 in the outlet.
Man, I said, does anybody want these? No.
14 lows, not bad either.
So Splash, you went with the breads. Go ahead and sell your selection.
I mean, OG colorway, man. I mean, if you can't get the mids, then you might as well get the lows, and they both look dope. Like, obviously, we both picked 11s, but I feel like when you're wearing jeans or something like that, they sit better than the mids. But I don't really have to sell the colorway of bread, man. You know, that's just Jordan all around.
All right. Jason went with the snake skin.
Yeah,
with the bag to match.
I disagree on how they sit on pants, but yeah, I picked the snake skin, the navy joint. Can't wait for it to come back out this year. When it came out the first time, like it was something different to me, especially with a Jordan. Man, and it's clean. It's a clean shoe, especially for the summertime. So I'm really excited for it to come out.
All right. So
I think it depends on what kind of pants you wear, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you wear like baggy jeans, then probably the mids is better. But if you wear an athletic cut or slim fit or something like that, then I can see it with
I can see it with a jogger. I can see what you're saying in that aspect. Yeah.
Plus, the mids look huge on my feet. They look crazy.
Doesn't anything look huge?
I'm saying,
I felt like we was beating a dead horse. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, like when you get to the real big size, it's like when the big kid plays on the baseball team and he got a different jersey than everybody else. He had a t-shirt.
Oh man.
Man, all right. So, Ma, man, what's gonna be your selection?
I mean, in terms of playoff colorway, bread colorways on an 11, it's gotta be 3/4. Although I do own the bread lows, I've only worn them once. It's not something that I wear often or even think to wear.
That's a lot.
And I wear my 3/4 like all the time. I beat those to death. So I'm gonna go with the snakeskin on this one. I think
snakeskin, okay. All right, Marcus.
And I'm going to have to second it. I'm going with the snakeskin simply because Splash, when you made the comment, if you ain't got the mids, then you might as well have the lows. And I completely disagree. Get the mids. Have both. But you got to have the mids, period.
Not everybody can afford the mids, man. Not everybody's balling like that.
What problem is that?
You get them this year. They're coming out again. December.
I know they are coming out again, but that's all I'm saying.
And they're going to super GR them. So.
For a lower price.
My bad, but I'm going with the snakeskins.
Oh man! And then the chat went against you guys. They actually went with the breads. If I was voting, I probably would have. I rather have the. I mean, I have the breads. I don't wear them ever, but if I had to pick one or the other, I would probably say that the breads. But I don't vote, so Jason gets the dub on this one. So right now we have Jason with 2 W's, Splash with 1. We are in the final round. Let's see.
Round 5.
I forget what the thing was. Best release in the last 12 months. So, not a calendar, just the last 12 months.
Rolling 12 months.
So, now, what month did the Off-Whites come out?
Which ones?
The UNC.
That was
October.
I'm bugging. I think it was May.
Okay. No, I'm just saying because it was close to.
Yeah.
It's toeing the
I don't know. I
line.
try to erase that one off, out my memory a little bit.
What, this one?
Oh man.
You ain't got him? Dickhead. You
What the
get
fuck
to
I missed, man?
He just muted me. Man.
Y'all niggas silly. Y'all niggas is silly.
All right. Who we got first? We got Rep Milwaukee 414. Jason, go ahead and sell your shoe, bro.
Yeah, so my choice was the Off-White UNC. Man, this was when they started doing all the Jordan 1s like this, from the Chicago to this one. Even the European, what was it? The Europe release, which was the all-white. I really like this UNC one. I wouldn't say out of all three of them, but I do like this one. Second best to the Chicago. This one it's a clean shoe, another dope shoe for the summertime. It came out right before the summer, literally. Man, it's dope. It's dope. That Carolina blue and white sits good together. I dare you to vote against me, Molly. I dare you.
Oh, see.
I kind of hate the shoe.
I dare you.
Well, hold on.
Religious if you did.
You clearly don't know how spiteful I am.
Yeah, that's the thing.
How salty I am that I didn't get him.
You playing wrong. Right. You playing wrong with it, Jason. You playing wrong with it. Splash, man. Go ahead and sell your shoe before we get to the voting thing.
All right, so you already know it's the Concords. They sold out, and then they restocked, and then they sold out, and then they restocked, and then they sold out. So over 1 million something pairs. I'm just saying.
It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. Maul.
Well, you already know how I feel about the Concord, just the whole 45, the history behind it, the Orlando series, the fact that he said, yeah, I'm just going to rock these anyways. I don't care what you say. I'm Michael Jordan. Off-white ones, UNCs, basically everybody got them but me. So I'm a little salty. Everyone sent me text messages with got them. Nobody sent the link.
Who playing Uno and shit? Motherfucker shuffling cards. Who playing Uno?
They got a fidget spinner.
Nah, man, but it's March, man. It's UNC all the way.
All right.
It sounded like you had to convince yourself.
Mm-hmm. Nah.
It sounded like you had to convince yourself.
I didn't like I don't like to be challenged. I did.
Yeah, you almost lost it, Playboy.
Right.
I dare you.
I don't know what the hell you was thinking. You watched the show, niggas.
All right.
I was testing his gangster, all right?
All right. Marcus.
This one tough for me because, y'all know my whole story behind the Concords and how my first OG pair was stolen along with a shitload of other OG kicks. So that story has a lot of history for me. But then the UNC, man, that was like jumping on the elevator, me and my girl, and I look at my watch and sneakers alert and bam, and then I get the got him and I got to rub that in my face because he always gets shit before me. So, damn. I'm gonna go with the Concord.
All right.
Yeah, I did.
Pause.
Yeah, I did.
Let's see here. It's more red in here. So it's like Splash gets this one. So now we have a tie.
What do we do?
Okay, I gotta go back to the mid round and vote.
All right. We're back to round 3, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to vote. I am going to vote for Voltron. I had Voltron, and Voltron I still think is probably one of the dopest toys that you could have. You got what? You got 5 toys in one. And then they had the little people that you could put in there too. And I never had a Game Boy Color. I had the original Game Boy that he said was shitty. So you know what I'm saying? I kind of like Ma when it comes to that kind of thing. I felt challenged. So I'm gonna go with the Voltron now. So that puts Jason with the W. But now we don't have Mo today. What do y'all want to do? The call is on Ma.
Cannonball.
Flash, I'm drippy.
Oh man.
Let's
See,
rock.
if it was up to me, I would get rid of Jason just because I don't like him.
I mean, we could have did that. We just had to vote against him.
Right. But since we can't do that, I say get rid of both of them. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Kev, you got me locked in, bro.
Oh hell no.
Yep.
All right, we good now. So what y'all want to do? We just gonna go on.
We're gonna roll with everybody.
Keep it flowing.
I think we're gonna save the kick.
Push coming through, we'll get rid of Jason.
I think we're gonna start kicking folks off when we do the one where it's in hand and it's more, of what you have. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the top.
Kev don't like being mean.
Oh, no. It's the topics, and the first topic that we have is a little outcry or a statement placed out by Mr. Jeff Staple, who had a problem with American Eagle and Urban Necessities teaming up together and displaying, work that he worked on, people that he knows worked on, and he doesn't like the fact that they're using his product to have financial gain. He doesn't like the fact that American Eagle, being a $4 billion or whatever in sales company, is dipping into the sneaker market. I'm gonna let Ma handle this one.
All right. So I guess what's important to note is that he's not talking about Urban Necessities, and it is really directed toward American Eagle and the fact that they are in and of themselves their own brand, and now they're using other people's branding, whether that be Nike or the Pigeon or the Lobster, things of that nature, to market and sell the fact that they have this collaboration with Urban Necessities. So that's number one, right? From that standpoint, and I guess I can see where he's coming from, but had they created a subsidiary, linked that and been a silent partner with Urban Necessities, then there's no argument. So he's basically saying that because they are a giant entity, that negates the fact that it's still Urban Necessities operating as a consignment shop. Same thing as Round 2, Flight Club, and all these other ones that are around. Right. Stadium Goods, So I don't know. I'm 50-50. At some points, I could be swayed maybe he has a point there. And then in others, I'm like, well, all the blogs, they're all gained momentum and financial gain from other people's photos, right? On Instagram, there's no, Kev, you don't get a payment when you get shot out. And, obviously all the buildup that you get from having that sort of attention. So, even Hypebeast, Just Staple himself, promoting his products and such, getting financial gain, getting awareness by using other people's photos, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, all right, for me, with Jeff Staple, did you guys watch that documentary where they talked about the pigeon shoe and and how he said that we had this amount of shoes ready to go, and then everybody was kind of lined up outside and it got dangerous or whatever, so they went ahead, they sold a couple pairs of shoes and then they shut it down, and then they opened it up and marked the price up way high. At that point, I thought that was kind of a dick move, man. So I don't really have too much sympathy for whatever. I think that, hey, this is, they all know that these shoes are being resold. If you were not allowed to resell shoes, the value of sneakers would be whoop, because then it'd be left to the people that truly like the actual shoe, as opposed to, there's a lot of people that buy shoes just to make, an investment, because they know that, hey, I can probably get rid of these things down the road. I like buying shoes, or, hey, I can sell these for more than what they're worth. But you take that aspect out of it, and then what happens to sneakers? Not everybody collects like we do. So, I mean, you want to get mad at somebody that is in that space of the resale, they partner up with a large entity, and then they can actually, make some movement here. I don't have any sympathy, man.
Do you think that there is some sort of legal action that can be taken? Like, can there be a cease and desist? Is there a violation here?
I think in order to do that, go ahead, Marcus.
I mean, but why would there be? I mean, they're just occupying a space. So why would there be? It's just like being in any shop, wherever. You just operating inside of a space that belongs to someone else. I mean, you're doing that when you're in a mall. He has other shops in malls. He's doing the same thing. He's occupying a space.
Right.
So
in the same sort of, because you've been to the Vegas when I have it. It's the same sort of, I guess, art that's displayed as far as like billboards or advertisements, or is it just clear glass and you can see inside the store?
It's basically just clear glass. I mean, at his first original location, I mean, it was a small little shop. I mean, each time I've gone, he's moved to a different location, but it's grown. But it's basically just a regular storefront. There's no huge advertising. You can see the Keymaster machines in the front, and you can see a lot of sneakers in there, and that's it. Mm-hmm. It was pretty much in dying malls. But I mean, yes, being in the American Eagle in a big, huge store that attracts probably 50% of the people that go to a mall, that's going to bring a lot more attention to his brand.
And Flashy Flash said AE, though. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, I was going to say, so if it wasn't art, if it wasn't a picture, and if it was just a shoe, would he have the same complaint? Because a shoe being advertised in the window versus a picture of it, does that then change the opinion or the approach?
Let's look at it from this perspective. Let's say that was a shoe that you created and you saw it advertised in a space like this. Me personally, I would feel good about that. I mean, you're doing something that's never been done, and you're using my shoe as a way to attract people's attention. Bringing more. Everybody doesn't know about SBs. So now somebody's saying, what kind of shoe is that? It could be just the average person walking through the mall, going to any other store, and they see, what kind of shoe is that? I like that, and it brings their attention to something completely different. I would take that as a good thing. I would not, be.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're flattered, but after the flattery wears off, it's like, wait, am I able to check?
But
the thing, you'd be able to check?
But the thing is, though, if you resold your own shoe, there's your check right there. At that point, you've already recovered whatever you were supposed to get from that shoe. And then now other people are able to resell that shoe. And you basically co-signed it by reselling your own shoe. So had he not done that, then maybe I'd be like, all right, well, maybe he's got a point. But when you do that, it's just like, all right.
How far does that extend,
I mean, what did he mark it up to? The shoe was what, one something, and then he marked it up to like $900 or $700? Like, come on, man.
But would it be in display though? Is this financially actually helping him out, then hurting him? That's kind of the thing for me. Like, if they have you posted in the window, isn't this really like a lookout for you? This is an alley-oop for you a little bit more?
I mean, it's advertising if you ask me. I mean, of course, it's not helping him out financially because the shoe has already came out and there's no more money he can make from this particular shoe. But it can bring people's attention to further shoes that he drops later on down the line. Somebody who, like I said, may not have been interested in SBs before. Now they're saying, hey, I like this shoe. Just like me. I mean, I've seen recent SBs and I'm like, damn, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? So it only helps, market your name.
Right. I'm saying in the aspect of, I mean, the shoes are sold, but I'm saying that he has like his own store, right? So that also is marketing for you. So like they're like, what shoe is that? Okay, it's the staple shoe. And then it's like, oh yeah, and then because they're in Soho, right? Well, his location also, if you want to go check it out, is down the way. So it's like people will want to go to your shop or storefront, whatever he has, and go check him out or whatever. I mean, you can look at it both ways, I guess, to be honest with you.
Now let me ask you this. Let me try to play, I guess, devil's advocate. Jason, like you being an owner of a company, say there's a shoe store that's buying your shoelaces off of you, and then they're lace swapping shoes and selling the shoes with your laces in it, and you know that they're your laces. Do you get upset that they're using your laces without paying you for it?
To be honest with you, no, because if we already have a deal with them and they already have the brand in their shop and then they're doing what they want to do with it.
No, I'm saying they bought them. Say they just bought them directly from you, and then they don't advertise you, but they're using your laces. And then if people know where they came from, then they know where they came from.
Right.
But they're not advertising Sneakerhead's clothing line because they're not advertising Jeff Staple. It's just his shoe. That's his product. So
basically, you're saying like people in the culture know what that shoe is, and where and who it comes from. So in that aspect,
say you made a pair of laces that nobody else makes. Say you're the only person that's able to make 3M laces, and then a store starts selling like Nikes with your 3M lacing on it.
Right.
Like, would you want a piece of that?
It's once again, I honestly would have to say I feel both ways. Like I would feel some type of way initially, but I think then the very next day I wouldn't feel some type of way because it's like, yo, I mean, they can do what they want. I mean,
right.
So
they purchased it.
Yeah.
Right. It's been purchased from you, and then I mean, it's still. If somebody comes in and they say, okay, I'm buying this dunk, but when I normally see this dunk, it doesn't have this set of laces. Where did these laces come from? And then the person can say, oh yeah, we got them at Sneakerhead Clothing Line.
Right.
It's still somewhat advertising without actually saying your name.
Like
all these lace companies that are making the off-white laces.
Facts.
I ain't buying that shit.
I'm just saying it's there.
And who owns the rights to the shoe anyway? I mean, I would think that Nike would have to come. Nike would have to come out, but then now how does this work? If Nike were to come after Urban Necessities or AE, hit them with a cease and desist, right? Mm-hmm. Do they then have to go after every other company, or can they just go after just that one?
Cease and desist what though? Like take the art out of the window?
Yeah, you can't show our shoes as advertisements. So
they would need to do that with everybody.
Business though, that's gonna mess up any small business resellers out there though. So all the different small resellers,
that would literally
are gonna go out of business. That's terrible.
Yeah, that would literally change the game. That would everybody they would have to keep that same energy.
Businesses is if they have a Nike account, then they're already authorized to sell Nikes and authorized to advertise it. Whereas this is consignment, so they don't have a contract with Nike or any other sneaker brand for that matter. Like there's no affiliation with any of these brands with any sneaker company.
And Flashy Flash said, but American Eagle, a lot of old ass white people are going to be confused when they see a bunch of shoes in the store. And I mean, honestly, American Eagle sells a lot of jeans, and I think that it's going to bridge the gap.
Demographic.
It's going to bridge the gap. I mean, I wear American Eagle jeans. I mean, shit, you get a pair of nice American Eagle jeans for $20 here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they fit right, and they don't flood your shoes out. I mean, if you're out there,
I think it's a perfect marriage because
I think so too.
I personally buy the majority of my jeans out of American Eagle,
right?
And when you have a jean that you can go in there and you can try on, and then you got the shoes right there.
Yep.
And you say, "Damn, this jean sits perfect on this shoe." I think it's the perfect marriage, man. I mean, I think it was a smart move.
And I also think that you're
way
going to
that it's
see
set
some.
up-
I also think that you're going to see some of the style from American Eagle sort of reflect a culture that that we have. I think you're going to see some more diversity when it comes to American Eagle. Like they may not flip the switch and change directly over to everything, but I think you're going to start seeing people kind of get into different styles. I mean, you never saw black kids in Vans like back in the day. You never saw it. But now you see, kids into skating. I mean, these kids are so diverse now. I think that American Eagle is doing what, they're evolving. And you're going to see a lot of other companies dip down into it, and they're going to partner as well.
The lines are blurred nowadays. Back when I was growing up, there was like urban wear. Then there was, the suburban. I mean, it was all different. It's all blurred now. There's not really an urban wear. I mean, it's pretty much all the same, so, and that's the perfect store. I mean, I think American Eagle is probably one of the top. I mean, outside of Levi's, they're one of the number one jeans selling companies in the world.
Outside of Walmart, I think is the quote.
Yeah,
it's outside of Walmart. Okay,
outside of Walmart, yeah.
That's big. That's huge.
I mean, so we're getting a little bit off topic, right? So the collaboration in and of itself is great, and the setup that they have is amazing. And it's almost it's like getting a Starbucks at Target. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to Target, there's a Starbucks there. It's church and state. You're going into American Eagle to get to Urban Necessities, and they're gonna have their own separate entrance pretty soon. But either way, like you're going through Urban Necessities, but once you hit, Urban Necessities, there's from that point on, there's no longer any American Eagle branding. Like you're in Urban Necessities. You know what I'm saying? Until you go to check it back out, but.
Let me ask y'all a question real quick on this subject though. I honestly think it was a great business deal for JC to do this, to be honest with you, especially in the Soho area. But do you honestly think this will be a good look in the long run, and who's actually benefiting more, or is it mutual?
Well, here's the thing. So this partnership is for New York. Now, whether or not that extends to other big cities remains to be seen based off the success of this particular deal. Right. But I feel like, it's mutually beneficial for both parties to have that collaboration and have that business deal. To have,
I think if you look at
New York is paramount for JC to be, right there on Broadway, right there in Soho. Like the location is amazing, and it's something that, quite honestly, outside of this collaboration, probably doesn't happen. Because he and I had talked offline about New York, and he was like, well, there's apprehension because it is oversaturated. But for him to come in, not have that overhead, chop people's legs off because he's going to be the lowest consignment on the block. Plus, it has his branding and the way he sets things up, the experience and such. And for American Eagle, they get to kind of dip their toe in the water in that particular space, something that honestly they would never get into on their own.
I think it's gonna benefit JC financially a lot more than it's gonna benefit American Eagle. Simply because, for number one, it's now gonna be a tourist attraction. Anybody that goes to New York is gonna be like, hey, I want to go to that American Eagle where Urban Necessities is, just to go and see it. And then they're gonna want to spend money in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to bring more attention to him as a brand than it is American Eagle. And it's only gonna put a small dent in their pocket, but it's gonna grow what he's already built.
I think it's gonna help American Eagle out too, though, because you have to look at people watching. They watch JC on YouTube, and he's probably gonna have some shoes paired with American Eagle jeans, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, where you get those jeans at?" American Eagle. There's American Eagle everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was. I don't shop at American Eagle. I've never gotten anything from American Eagle, but if an American Eagle opens up with Urban Necessities connected to it in my mall, I'm going, and I'm probably copping a couple pairs of jeans for the first time, just because, even if I don't get shoes, because it's right there.
Right.
So they have it set up. They have it set up where you can actually customize like a jean jacket or a T-shirt with the UN branding on it. So
I seen Jones Kicks had on.
Yeah, she had a dope one. They both have a custom Jordan that's super sick.
Right.
JC showed it on his page. So they are creating that synergy where maybe you didn't see it at first, like from the outside looking in, but let's look at the panel, right? I have American Eagle jeans. Kevin, you have American Eagle jeans.
Yep.
Marcus, you have American Eagle jeans, right? Jason, do you?
Yeah, I do.
All right, so that's 4 out of 5. That's 80% right there. Y'all got sneakers too, so that seems like a pretty damn good synergy to me.
Right. And American Eagle jeans will reach up to the big fellas, where H&M will not.
Yeah, maybe I need to go in there, man. Check it out.
I honestly think with the American Eagle situation, especially with JC being able to put the UN branding together on, like on the clothing, I think that's also another like notch on the board for JC, because I mean he's in their location and he's able to put his branding, his logo on their clothes, even though I don't know how the business is working for them with that. I don't know if it's like, okay, you guys are using our clothes, put the stamp on it. I mean, Maul, you can speak on it better than I can because you're there, but I think that they would make more money selling clothes because more people are going to be coming in there for the UN besides the clothes that they're already selling. Because it's going to be a lot of, hype beasts, other sneakerheads going to come in there and they're going to be, oh, I just want to get a UA stamp on a pair of socks just so they can be like, yo, I got this. Just like going into any other urban necessity shop, you don't want to leave out with at least something.
I mean, does it create a brand similar to Supreme down the road when you have this type of partnership, because you have the ability, you have the financial back to say if they do get together with American Eagle, they can create all types of different things. Like the endless possibilities here. And I think that it's great that a company like the size of American Eagle dips down into our culture, because that broadens our culture and that creates more opportunities for everybody that's, in the sneaker community, whether you're in New York or Chicago or anywhere.
Okay. So to that point, and this was brought up by Word, that FBCC had mentioned, do you feel like too many big companies are kind of, coming into the waters trying to really take over that space and say, okay, well, we recognize that is let's call it, for the sake of argument, $1 billion industry, right? That's basically untapped, that it's self-governed, right? Resellers, consumers, collectors, whatever the case may be. And they're like, oh, wait, let's get into that space and kind of control the market. Like, is it a negative that a lot of big companies are now paying attention to it because they technically have the assets to control things?
I don't think it's a negative. I think it gives you more options. I mean, it's, if other big companies see this, they're going to say, hey, let me get a piece of this. And they're going to put it in more locations. There's people out there who don't have consignment stores. There's people who don't have places that they can go and pick up, items like this. So they have to rely on the internet, or they have to rely on somebody living in those cities to pick up those items. But if you got most locations have a American Eagle or H&M or whatever somewhere within the vicinity where people can travel to that. And if you're giving people a broader, scope of stores they can go to, I think that only helps the culture. We got to get out of the mindset, and I don't know if this is the direction, but we have a lot of people in that mindset of keeping the sneaker culture closed in. We feel like it's ours and it's our baby and this and that. And I hate that mindset. I do.
Right.
I really hate it.
You got to expand.
And I see it.
Yeah.
You got to expand. And I see it so much with the people in their 30s, early 30s. And I'm not singling anybody out, so I'm going to get defensive. But I've been doing this shit a long time, as I say, every damn week. And I love it. I love to see the growth of it because we didn't have this before. We got to stop babying this culture and let's watch it grow. Right. However it's going to grow, it's for us to nurture. It's for us to take care of. As long as we're out buying the shoes and doing what we're doing now, it's only going to get better.
Right.
I think it's comparable to like hip hop culture, which sneakers is in as well. Like hip hop is the biggest genre out there right now, and it's collaborating with everybody, different, even people speaking different languages. So I believe that sneakers should be the same way. It should grow just as big.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we can't keep especially minorities. We always want to keep the things that we do bottled up. It's not going to ever happen. It's never going to happen. So let the world see what we got. Let the world, understand. I mean, people see me and they see all these sneakers, and at first they're just like, that's crazy. But then they start to realize the passion I have behind it, and it makes them look at it completely different, and they have an understanding of it. And I want the whole world to see why I love these sneakers and understand why I love collecting. Let's just branch out and just take over the world with this shit, man.
Yeah, TBD. I mean, time will tell whether it's good or bad. Just posing a question.
It'll never be bad as long as people like us are in the culture. It can never be bad because we will always, at some point, when it gets out of control, we'll find a way to bring it back in and say, hey, this is ours. Just like we did with Adidas. We got to the point where we said, we're sick of Adidas, we're sick of Boost, we're sick of Yeezy. And now look at it. The resale is horrible on Yeezys. So as long as we control it, then we're going to be okay.
Certain pairs are still pretty good.
I mean, older shit, but like shit that's dropping right now.
Yeah, it's like a $20 markup.
You can get it recently. Yeah, you can get them at damn near retail.
Not the 350s. Those are about 100 above because they're like 350 for my size.
But think about it, Kev. When I was buying the V2s, I can buy a V2 on Saturday and flip it on Saturday for $1,000 after paying $220 for it.
Right.
You're not doing that today.
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, the margin's definitely down, but it's still like, I mean, you spending $100 over retail if you on certain ones. The 700s, you're probably lucky to get $40. But those ones that dropped Saturday, it depends on which one you're looking at. The US one I think was going for probably about $100 over retail. That Euro one I think is the best. I haven't even seen what that's going for, but I imagine it's going for more. And then the Asian one, because I think that's like the gray one. I haven't even seen what that one's going for. I didn't know they released.
I'm looking back on the chat and kind of get into like the original question. So one of the comments, sneakers in San Francisco, if they're using intellectual properties like logos or someone's personal likeness in advertisement, they should pay for it. If I don't know like how that works from a legal standpoint.
Right.
I would imagine that the company vetted that, but maybe they didn't. People make mistakes all the time. They're not selling the art or anything like that.
I think if you look at it,
it intrigues me.
I think that the way you have to look at it is it's showcasing a product. Like if you come into like a Goodwill, you buy a shirt from Goodwill. I mean, I guess you don't really advertise for Goodwill, so it's. Right. But you're buying something, like you're buying a name brand, and that brand they've already gotten paid for it. So I don't know. I mean, they're not making money off the art, but I guess the art is creating a call to action.
Right. If it's an advertisement,
it's a gray area. I think it's a gray area.
Yeah. It's no different from you buying a pair of shoes, taking a picture of them, putting it on Instagram. I mean, it's no.
I'm not making money off that post.
But you could
You're not
be
making money off this picture.
But hold on, that's another thing.
You're right.
Because like some
Mike
people do get compensated.
Saying they repurposed it. And wait, let me see what that's a reference to, because I might be behind.
But what if you put it as your thumbnail for your YouTube channel that you make money off of?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Has that been a problem so far? Has that been a problem? Because people do it.
No. And I think that if they did that, then that will definitely hurt their sales. So I don't see how you do that and you control like who gets to do what. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So Word addressed me. She said if I went to Foot Locker and saw a picture of my daughter, I mean that's a person. If they had Jeff Staples' face chilling there, he'd have a legitimate
right.
Yeah, it's something different.
Because they're selling the product, like the product that they've already been paid for, just like Jason was talking about with his laces.
Right. I think have to authorize that. Not to mention she's a minor, so then I mean that'd be a crazy bag for me.
Yeah, basically at the end of the day, like it would be really hard to argue this in a court of law. Like that's just unless you want to spend all that money.
I would imagine that something's going. if there's traction, it'll go there. Like,
But
don't
how
wanna take the case.
now? How does this work though? Because if they're operating as two separate entities, can you only 'cause look at how this is set up? There's a picture up there, and there's branding on a separate like piece of glass.
Yeah.
So whose is it? American Eagle says they're the ones selling it. They're separate. They have a different tax
Right,
ID
within
number.
our space.
Then here you go. You can
But-
sue them. So then you have to sue everybody else. StockX, they advertise other shoes.
Right.
Nobody says shit about that because
they have art and everything else.
yeah,
and
you go on their
images
splash
and-
page.
I mean, but
Right.
and you can also look at it. American Eagle can countersue with something like that because it's free advertising. It's free fucking advertising. Period. At the end of the day, it's an average. Somebody comes by and they see a shoe they think is dope. They might not even have the shoe in store, but it's gonna draw attention and it's gonna make people know. Okay, this is an SB. This is created by Jeff Staple. Let me start looking at this. It's free advertising. Period.
They're not telling you to buy it either.
And it's
Right. They're not telling you to buy it.
But
AE doesn't.
But it
own
does say come
But
in.
no, well, let's check this out though. Like, cause like in a movie or on a TV show, oftentimes brands are blurred out. But there's a lot of people that are on Instagram that, say we take a picture of Jordans and we do receive payment. We pair the Jordan with a product and we receive payment from the company whose product that is. Like, they'd have to come after people like that as well.
Right. And then if Soul Collector shouts you out and they ask permission now, which is beside the point, but Kicks on Fire, any of these places who, use those photos to drive traffic, to get clicks, to get payment, like, is that not the same thing?
And shout out to Mike Campout. He says all they have to do is create their own images and it's fine.
Repurpose it, right?
But
they don't even have it in stock at Urban Necessities right now. So I mean, you're not selling the shoe if you don't even have it in stock. Yeah, I just looked at it online.
But how does it? But I'm saying though, like, well, then how come in like TV and movies, they're repurposing it, but you still can't have it on there? Or are they not showing the brand because they don't want to advertise for them without them paying?
I don't know, but I mean, the kind of synopsis of this post and the kind of like my feeling, my general opinion is that I don't think that it's coming from like a place of hate or malice. I think it's like a general inquiry, like, wait, like, how did this come about? And is this something that I should have been a part of? Like, am I owed compensation for that? For someone to ask that, I don't think that, that's a terrible question.
Right. I mean, I get what he's saying, but then I also
can it be misconstrued? Of course,
right?
Yeah.
Of course, it's the internet. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I'm saying. So,
and I did see where JC, he reached out to him and he said that he'd be more than happy to, to talk to him, and I think that that's cool. That I don't think that he disrespected, like there was no disrespect there, and I know.
And again.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't think Jeff was necessarily going at JC or Urban Necessities or anything like that.
Right.
And he said it in the comments.
Like, right.
He said it in the comments. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. JC said, listen, I basically partnered with them, and we collaborated. We were selecting shoes that we thought represented the culture ultimately, right? And this was a way to pay homage in a sense.
Right.
So basically, his comment was just like it sparked the brain. So basically, his comment just sparked the brain that he was doing.
The what?
Basically, with his post, it was more to spark the brain to see how people feel compared to.
I mean, he definitely was saying like this $4 billion company owes me some money. Am I wrong?
Right.
But I don't necessarily think that it was coming from a place of hate. Like a lot of the comments, it's got like.
Oh yeah, people take it.
Comments.
They take it a whole different direction.
Right.
That's kind of like why I'm explaining that, because if you read through the comments, I would say like 60 to 70% of it's like, oh, he's just hating this, that, and a third. Where like extrapolate that, and what a lot of people are saying are like kind of put yourself in that situation. Same scenario we posed to you with your laces. Like, okay, well, if the shoe were on the other foot, like how would you feel?
Right, I got you.
And it's all about interpretation too, man. I mean, like, I think that if we were to have him on and he would be able to articulate exactly what he was saying directly to us, maybe we would have a different understanding of what he's saying. I just know how it reads, and then possibly looking at the comments may have kind of swayed my opinion another way. And then also that video, where he, marked his own shoe up. I thought that was kind of dirty. I mean, I'm all about making money and everything like that, but if you design the shoe and they allocate a certain amount of shoes for you to sell at this price, then you've agreed to that, then you should sell them. And then, people got hurt out there and you said, nah, I'm gonna mark them up and sell them to somebody, tell them to other people.
Resold his own shoe.
Right.
A lot of them do that though.
True.
He's not the only one.
I mean, what is it? Foot Locker and GOAT together now or something?
They have a partnership, but it hasn't really been said.
Has it? Because of it, they invested them. They gave them $100 million to expand their international endeavors, exposure.
So it's probably like
compete with StockX. So you don't know
Shark
exactly
Tank.
how Foot Locker is getting their investment back. What that means. A lot of people speculated you would have a GOAT, in a Foot Locker storefront, which theoretically would be similar to what we're seeing here with American Eagle and Urban Necessities. So I don't think that'll necessarily be the case.
I feel that'd be a conflict of interest.
Store and I'm about to say retail store and a resale platform. There is a conflict of interest there, and a lot of that stuff still remains to be seen. But
Lars said he didn't get any. Nobody let him know, he didn't get a heads up or anything like that. But I mean, it's business, though. I mean, I'm sure that American Eagle had lawyers look at everything that was going to come out to make sure that their I's were dotted and T's were crossed. So, I think that they made it so, hey, do what you want to. Jeff Staple versus American Eagle.
I know this type of stuff definitely intrigues me, though. I could go either way because I see it from both lenses, both perspectives.
Yeah, we had gotten into the stock or the GOAT and the Foot Locker thing, talking about the possibilities of missing inventory.
Yeah, for real. Like when those UNC ones were delayed, everyone's like, I know that.
Right. You can get them on GOAT right now. But I don't know. I hope that they're not able to do that type of thing, because then that you never know what you're gonna get. Because think about this: say GOAT, they take shoes from Foot Locker, they're not gonna check them because it came from Foot Locker, but them shoes got returned by somebody that bought a fake and took the fake back and kept the real. So now, that just circulates more fakes, I think. But anyways, let's go to the next topic.
Topics.
We're going to talk about Zion Williamson after the blowout. What did Nike do? Ma, you it's your favorite school.
All right, so stop that. So ultimately what they did was Nike representatives, they flew to Durham, they spoke with Zion, they got an idea of, really like his movements, how his weight distribution works. They basically took all the specs to make him a PE pair. I've spoke ad nauseum about how the pairs that you get at the store are not the same, that they're wearing on the court. You get a Kyrie that has zoom in the heel. Well, guess what? Kyrie's got a plank. He's got full zoom. It's not the same. It's different. So they went to their lab overseas, and they constructed a Kyrie 4 for him to wear for the rest of the season. And if you see it on the court, you can tell like it's huge. It's bulky. It's like a boot. It's like like a space shoe. It's massive. So it has more support. It's reconstructed. So it's a special Zion William Kyrie 4 PE. And I think it's a great gesture on their part to obviously make sure that he's comfortable wearing the shoes, because he has to wear them regardless. That's who Duke has a contract with.
Right.
But also just for their marketing, their goodwill, and when they bring him to the boardroom to say sign with Nike, they're already how many steps ahead of the competition.
Right. And actually, what was it? Somebody had reported that Adidas, they said, hey, what do you think about this? Do you think that this puts you in a better situation? And they said, hey, we worry about something like this too. Are we doing what's right? Are we putting the right materials on these shoes and actively making shoes for people like this? Because maybe they weren't, and it had to happen with Nike. But I thought that was kind of noble of them to not kind of pounce on it the way that you heard Puma saying, like, come on, dude, like if that happened in a Puma, I don't know if they're gonna do the same thing. I don't know if I mean, they're a big company, so I'm sure that they have the assets to, be able to do that. But I think with Nike sending someone out there, like a team out there, like it was a CSI, and, they flew him out to China to create a shoe that's, perfect for him. And he's happy. He says he loves the shoe.
Right.
So what they did was they
solidified. He's got a special shoe.
They solidified the deal to get him to Nike. That's all they did. Right. That's basically what happened. They got him out there.
But now here's the conflict though, because Nike basically just made a special shoe for that particular player. So how does that work with like all the rules with the NCAA and all that other stuff?
He's not making money.
He got gifted. No, it doesn't matter. So you can't get gifts.
Well, they get gifts. Saying,
they give them shoes all year. So what's different?
Yeah, but it's not a Zion PE.
Well, it's not technically a Zion PE. It's a Kyrie PE that has been repurposed.
Okay, right. But no one else on the school, no one else with a Nike contract has the ability to have that Kyrie 4. So does that blur the line? Did they overstep by doing that?
But do you think that? Do you think that
we're talking about a lot of legal things that I'm not in the NCAA?
Right. Same here.
But did they violate not necessarily like legal rules, NCAA rules, student athlete rules?
But don't you think that would have been something that they would have talked to the NCAA about before they made this happen?
No.
Why?
They flew to the next. What do you mean? Why?
I mean, why would you think? We already know that every little thing violates NCAA, rules or whatever. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't Nike not even necessarily contact them? Why wouldn't they already know? Hey, this is okay for us to do. And if it wasn't, don't you think we would have heard about it by now?
It's unprecedented. It's the first of its kind. Outside of,
but then
we would have heard about it.
I think that what you're going to have to do is argue the fact that, hey, this is a problem that could have caused a great injury in somebody that's in the sport, and we went ahead and we use it as a precedent to reinforce the shoe for people that size. So now,
right,
they can make it available to other people,
and you could say, this is just for people who, are freakishly, athletic and defy the laws of.
I think that
all I know is this would have never happened with Big Baller Brand.
You wouldn't the whole shoe would have disintegrated. He'd have been out there holding his feet.
Right. It just looked like it just looked like damage control to me. Like the man almost lost his life in the middle of the court.
30 seconds for the game.
It wasn't that bad.
Despite how many times he wore it, like the fact of the matter was, in your mind, it was a brand new pair of shoes, and he busted through it 33 seconds into the game. All the other stuff, the equipment manager, all the wear and tear, the science behind it, like it just gets thrown out the window. It's like, wow, it's the beginning of the game, and he just tore through the shoe.
But I wonder, was it a brand new shoe? Because some of those college kids,
it wasn't supposedly. It was ones he wore at practice. He wore a couple times. So basically, for a man of his size, it had exceeded its shelf life clearly.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, I heard that he. This is what I heard, that he wore the shoe like all season. Not saying that should happen if just because you wore it all season, but I heard that they get brand new shoes all the time, which they should. But he was wearing the same pair, and maybe he's just comfortable wearing the same pair.
Well, of course, if you have a pair that you like,
you break them in,
I don't think it would have been that big a deal.
But
if
it's also different as a professional athlete. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like Kevin and I going to the rec.
Right.
I think the fact that Obama was there and you know all the hype of the game that had a huge influence on it. Because if it wasn't, then they probably would have just brushed it under the rug and would have been good.
Nah,
I mean, it's the biggest the
Brush
biggest
that one.
rivalry in college
Almost in
basketball.
sports. I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, I think a little different, but you know, y'all can.
I mean, could you imagine LeBron James busting through a shoe? Like, that would
I
would be
bet you
crazy.
he has. I bet you he has.
No, I'm saying literally live, like,
Oh, not on TV.
you know, in the biggest one of the biggest games of all season. Like,
I mean, but we've had players before in the NBA that bust out of shoes before. I mean,
but
he's
typically
not,
old shoes,
right.
older models. Like, who was it that busted through some Jordan 10s on the court?
Well, PJ Tucker done bust out a few.
yeah, I was gonna say PJ Tucker,
Yeah, but he's wearing older shoes as well.
Right.
Like, and
He's playing. He's playing restroom roulette.
well, he's using that like first quarter, first half. You know, I give it the cheat code. Second half when it matters and when they're really playing, he's in hyper dunks.
I'd rather just wear the same shoe the whole game. I mean,
now a lot of them switch at halftime. Remember, Bron was wearing the 14s, and then he would switch out into the Zoom Soldiers.
right? That was it. The 14. There was one pair that he didn't. I thought it was the 11s that he.
This is the championship run, so it's 2015.
Okay,
What's that?
that's the
3 years ago, the 2015-16.
13, 14. 13 or 14.
Yeah, so
It
whatever
was a
shoe that was, he
13.
hated it.
Or no,
All right.
I don't know. It was a 14 because that was the one with the ankles, right? The ankle dicks. Shout out to
No,
one-legged
it wasn't
listener.
those.
That's
Those are
13.
the 13s.
All right. Is it
It
13?
was the 14, the moon boots.
14s. Why can't I even think? I know I have some. Oh yeah, 14s. But I think he didn't really wear the 13s.
It might have been the 13s.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
I think it was a 13. I think it was a 13.
I think it was the
I don't
13s. Just taking on the years.
Yeah.
Anyways, totally off topic. I don't even know where I was going with that.
And shout out to Ricky Retro. He said Iverson Ginobili had blowouts as well.
Yeah, he did.
Ginobili, yeah, he threw the shit.
Yeah. He sure did.
but that's another player where it's like, you know, Ginobili's wearing that same one pair all season, preseason, summer. He
To the
took
store.
them.
Oh, right. He probably has a couple different pairs, but he's rotating. He's not getting a new pair every game like the superstar athletes.
Ginobili
And then,
wearing that same pair 2 seasons in a row.
Ricky Azantolo, yeah, he said that brands pay to be on shows and movies, and they blur it out so they don't have free advertising. So that makes sense. So then you could wear whatever, I guess. So what's the difference, you know, from that last topic? Anyway,
Yeah, what? Wait. Say that again.
he said that brands pay to be on shows and movies.
Oh, they blur it out so
they
that
blur
they
it out
don't
so-
give the free advertising.
Right.
So you're saying it's the other way around.
Right, so they're giving
All right.
him free advertising, so they could blur it out. And when stuff is blurred out, you can still tell what it is most of the time.
Yeah, to an extent.
You got some Concords on, okay, unless they're them bootleg ones, like that dude was singing in
very
song.
intrigued.
What are these? Jordan never wore these. Let's see here. All right, we done with this one?
Yeah, man.
All right, we'll bring it home.
Take it easy.
Okay. All right. Now we're talking about college athletes, and now we're going to talk about some jail time. Former Adidas exec sentenced to 9 months in prison. Now, originally they said that they thought he was going to get, I think, like 4 years, and then he also got sentenced with, I think there was two agents as well that were sentenced. I think they may have gotten like 6 months or something like that.
Yeah, so let's see. So director, an Adidas exec. Yeah, it's this basically stems from the whole like college bribery.
Right.
So they were talking about like all the bribes from the high-end celebs to get their kids into school. So this kind of ties into that, and the bribing to get certain athletes to the schools. This specifically, I think, had to do with a University of Louisville player.
There's a lot of different schools, and I think that the coaches there's coaches and people at the school level being prosecuted coming up soon. So like it's not
blue
done
chip,
yet.
dog.
What?
It's blue chips.
Oh yeah, basically.
Yeah, here we are.
What was Shaq's
2019.
name in that? Neon, I think his name was.
Neon Bedeau.
Yeah, Neon Bedeau. Yeah.
Hey, Miss Jenkins, shout out to you with the $25. Don't know.
What was Penny's name? Butch? Was it Butch?
No. Was it Butch McRae?
Butch McRae.
Was that okay?
I forget. I used to love that movie.
Yeah, that's shit.
That movie's trash.
Them shoes is trash.
Oh, come on, man.
It was cool when it came out, but when you go back and watch it, it's trash.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of stuff like that though that's just not watchable.
That's everything though, because the way
That's
that
not
everything evolved.
No,
Coming
it's
to
not
America, I can still watch Coming to America.
I can
still
watch
watch
Friday a million times.
Right. I can still watch Terminator.
Don't get me wrong.
It's like a million horror films you can see now, but when you was a kid, you was like, "Yo, I'm good on watching that."
I was
Just your
afraid
punk
of
ass. I've been watching horror movies my whole life.
Gremlins.
Man, please, you see all the Nightmare before, Nightmare on Elm Street, all that type of mess. You be like, "Yo, this is corny as ever now."
Hey, Marcus witnessed slavery. Ain't nothing scary.
Lord of mercy.
But back to the subject at hand.
I just think this is the tip of the iceberg. You're just going to see more and more. That's usually what happens too, right? So if you remember, what was it, Requiem of the Big East? It was a 30 for 30 where they kind of just went into the whole like money scandal and how that tied into illegal betting and shaving points. And, there's corruption everywhere. There's a lot of money being made. There's a lot of money being thrown around. I think I saw a figure of something like $3.5 billion in wages and bets that they expect from March Madness. Like this is a lot of money, whether it be securing a shoe deal for someone or getting that top recruit to that university. Because the schools are going to be able to profit off of this, right? They're not paying these kids anything outside of whatever they're getting paid under the table.
Right,
So,
but they were even saying that the way that they were setting it up was to get that kid to get into that system. All right, hey, this is an Adidas school, so when you go to the next level, now you're going to be an Adidas athlete, and they had first right. So that's
the whole Sutty Vaccaro thing.
Right. So that's why they got
and the whole startup with like the camps.
Right. And then he was mad when they lost. They were all heartbroken when they lost
LeBron. Right, that was a big thing, yeah.
That was a great documentary, though, man.
Yeah, and it's still happening. Like it gets exposed, they sweep it. A couple people got to take the fall, and then it comes back again. Like,
but that's what's the wild thing about it is
door.
It's basically like the R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, where everybody knows about it. Nobody cares about it right now. But as soon as they make another documentary about it, we're like, oh yeah, these people are, we're gonna expose them.
Once it gets to the media,
boom.
Like
now everybody's outraged, and somebody's got to go to jail. So,
he's only getting 9 months though.
Yeah, yep. They said originally they thought he was going to get like 4 years, but then I guess the judge thought that he learned his lesson or whatever. And that stuff doesn't happen in certain other demographics, unfortunately. Yeah. Like they're like, hey, you can possibly get 10 years. You gonna do 11 though.
The judge thought he learned his lesson. All right, yeah, all right.
A great big warning to the light of the basketball world.
Yep. So, all right. Well,
I think there's more to come.
Now, we did have an overtime topic. We can kind of bust through that quick. Pause. NCAA
Oh, projections.
Yeah. Who y'all think? Like, so I only watch Zion, man. So I'm going with Zion. I mean, I know Ohio State's in the dance. We ain't going nowhere. We going. But if we do, I'm gonna rub it in if we do. But I don't think we are. But
I haven't even looked at the bracket. I mean, I know that 3 ACC teams got one. I mean, got the top seeds. So,
Right.
but I mean, I'm gonna have to go with my heels. I'm gonna have to go with my Tar Heels. Just what that is.
I mean, they definitely have a chance. I mean, they almost beat Duke with Zion playing. He went 13 for 13. Was that that was another game? That was
against Syracuse.
Yeah, that was against Syracuse. But
it's not line against the Tar Heels too. He hit the game winner. So he played a hell of a game. Carolina definitely had chances to win. Brooks got to stay out of foul trouble. And
yeah, I think they do have the opportunity to win. I think it would be a dope championship.
Finals,
you got those two playing.
Oh, absolutely. That would be the highest grossed ratings for college basketball ever.
I think that Zion, where it says Zion can't keep carrying his team, though, I think he can.
You don't have to.
But he's got other players that are. I mean, RJ is a baller. What's the other dude's name?
They got 3. Is it 3 of them that
the
are
top 3?
5?
Right.
So
1, 2, and 4, something like that. I think.
Right.
I thought in high school they were 1, 2, and 3, weren't they?
1, 2, and 3, or 1, 2, and 4, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard to beat. But you never know. The NCAA tournament always brings some spice to it.
Yeah.
They would have see each other to the finals, so you got a long way to go.
Right. I mean, you have a little sleeper sneak up in there and take out a big boy.
It's
like them Cougars. Like them Cougars.
It's always one sleeper that gets into the Sweet 16, at least into the Sweet 16.
Listen, the East, for that being the top, Duke being on the top, there's definitely some competition there. LSU is a good squad. They got Nazir Reed from Jersey. Michigan State's in that bracket. Louisville's in that bracket. Louisville's just depends on what Louisville team you get. But I mean, they got a decent shot to make it to the finals. Duke does. Of course, I'm going with the Tar Heels. I mean, not even a question. And it's Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is the other freshman from Duke.
Most definitely the networks and the NCAA want those two in the finals. Like that's a given.
I would say neither fan base really wants it because that's the ultimate trump card.
Yeah.
Right. How many times would that be this year? That'd be 4?
It'd be number 4.
Man.
Yeah. So it's always more often than not you get 3 matchups because they see each other in the ACC tournament. Wow.
Yeah, you're right, Ricky. Barrett he's the Kobe of the team. He is a gunner.
Yeah.
Where I would say that Zion's more the like LeBron.
Well, no, Zion's just taking a higher percentage shot. Like if 3 to 5 of your field goals per game are coming from dunks.
Yeah, but he's still not taking shots though. Like, I mean, he's.
No, but there's something to be said about someone who can create their own shot off the dribble.
You gotta think about it like this too. Like Zion going into Duke, he didn't have an outside jumper at all.
He can shoot now.
Yeah, and now he's shooting. I'm not saying he's shooting it consistently.
He tried to do a step back on what was that? Was that against you? No, it was it was against Florida State in the finals. I was kind of like, no, don't do that.
Hey, Rep, who you picking?
For what?
Who's winning it all?
Man, I have nobody. If Duke wins, cool, but it's not like, oh man, like
you're gonna dog in a fight.
Yeah, like we talked about before getting on here, my Badgers is trash this year. They may be ranked 21, but I don't see them doing nothing. So
I got to be the wild card, man. I'm saying Purdue.
Purdue?
What?
Yeah.
You play the lottery.
Nah, man, that's because that's where I'm going to school. So that's what I'm doing, getting my degree from. So that's what I'm saying. And I don't watch amateur sports whatsoever.
Man, no college
They're
football.
a 3 but that's
Nah,
actually
man.
a little bit high.
Pros only.
Purdue, they surprise folks sometimes.
I don't know.
Ain't
So
gonna happen.
they're in the South bracket. If they beat Old Dominion, then they're seemingly going to play Villanova. If Villanova cannot, Emirates is tough. Don't get me wrong. But then they're playing Villanova the very next round. That's a tough matchup for them.
All I know is every time I fill out a bracket and I don't know what the heck is going on, all the cats who know everything that's going on, normally they don't get it. So
What do you pick off? Colors?
those be the cats who be winning.
I know. I just want to know the cheat code.
I just be picking. I be like, oh man, okay, this, check.
He picks by the mascot and shit. Well, I'm sure Blue
Splash
Devils
be doing,
can
Who
beat
got
a
the-
catcher.
Who football team got the cutest helmets?
Splash be doing the Dirk Nowitzki, like, oh yeah, okay.
So you going to Purdue? Like, where do you live?
Well, I'm in the military, so I'm going to Purdue Global University online. So that's
right.
where I'm getting my degree from right now. So
Everest. All right.
A Boilermaker.
You going to what was it? IDC? Say, come on, man, you ain't doing nothing with your life. Come on down to college. Everest.
Nah, man, we move around a lot, man. Can't just stuck in one spot.
I feel you,
Splash,
man.
splash my bag, man. I should have warned you, bro.
No,
You ain't doing nothing with your life. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the hashtag hero. Kaplan University. What's that?
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
Welcome
And
to
they actually got one of those here too.
for real,
Yeah.
man. Well, welcome to the hashtag hero. Shout out to our last week's super chatters: Arios Ben 76, Poindexter 5, Dominican Coqui, all dope accounts. Make sure y'all go and follow them on the gram. Good fellas. All right. So mine, I always go first. And I chose Two Fly Souls with the Air Max 95 collection. Picture is nice. They stepped it up. You know what I'm saying? So I went with them. Hashtag MM Madness. You're my hashtag hero. And then we got Maul. Maul, you remember who you picked? Remember what you
Of course,
picked? All right.
of course. Come on. I'm a PGH kid with the Mars Landing 90s. I chose the 3M shot. Thought it was dope. So
He needs to clean that desk off, but let's go on to and we got Marcus.
I have no idea what I picked.
Marcus selected Footwork Official with the Gatorade white sixes on the train tracks.
Yep, that's the one I picked. I was trying to go through my pictures and see.
Where's your heart at, man?
Man, look.
All right.
It's a killer combo right there, man. Sorry, Sonny. I'm not trying not to sell your pick, but yeah, I thought that was a dope ass pick, man. I mean, Sonny always come with the combos for sure. He's definitely a combo killer, so I had to go with my boy.
It is a dope shot. So first, before I get to Jason and Splash, what anybody want to switch?
Cycle through the picks again.
I am.
don't tell me how to do my job.
I ain't seeing shit. All I see is Sonny pick.
Yeah, me too.
It's coming.
All right, PGH kid. I'm sticking with my picks.
Ma?
Yeah, I'm staying.
All right. So Jason, out of the three, which one are you gonna pick?
Yeah, I'm going with Sonny's pick. I like those socks matching with the sixes. That's fire.
All right. Splash.
Yeah, I gotta say the same thing. Nobody else really got dope socks to go with it.
All right. They went with the combo killer. So next week, we do have the giveaway for the 30 Container Store boxes. And I think that going forward, we're going to do something a little bit different. So
yeah, we gotta revamp this.
We're still going to do #hero, but I think that we're going to attach the Container Store to something else. We might put that with the battle somehow. And but yeah, I just think we want to do that, make that move, and then we'll retool some things and make sure that that we're ready to go. But for this last one, next week we're gonna have Retro Boomin', Point Dexter, Ricky Retro, and Footwork Official. So stay tuned. Or do we pick a theme, or did you guys think of any?
No.
Well, we need to come up with something like right now.
Yeah, so we give them enough time to be prepared, and if anybody
name the final four again: Ricky Retro,
Retro Boomin', Point Dexter, and Footwork Official.
Man. I think of something. It's just, yeah.
All right, so. Well, Marcus, why don't you create the chat and then just send it to him, and then have him, email it, and then we'll get it like that. So, all right. So let's go ahead and go ahead and shut her down. First, before we get into our goodbyes and our shout outs and everything like that. Special thanks to Jason and Splash, man. Definitely appreciate both of y'all coming on the show, spending that 2 hours with us, dealing with my crazy ass. Y'all have anything to say? Any parting words?
Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate y'all having me on here. Like I said, I started this whole sneaker YouTube thing not that long ago. So the love I'm getting from the community is just super dope, man. It seemed like everybody is welcoming, and everybody's been really cool about like letting me be on their podcast and different things like that. So I really want to say I appreciate y'all for letting me hop on here.
Bet. Appreciate you, bro. Jason, Sneakerheads Clothing Line, Rep Milwaukee 414.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all having me on as a repeat offender, I guess, as y'all say. Nah, but for real, I appreciate y'all having me on. Outside of the show, just like brotherhood for, all three of you guys. So most definitely I appreciate you guys having me on, having me and Dion Splash I'm Drippy for the battle. Most definitely, everybody check out my YouTube channel, which is Rep Milwaukee 414. I'm about to do a free giveaway for a case of drop fronts from the Container Store. So most
shout
definitely,
out the Container Store.
Yeah, shout out to the Container Store. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys check out sneakerheadsclothingline.com. And old man, appreciate you. Team Light Skin. It was civil rivalry today, but it's all good. And Kev, we arch rivals on the Big Ten Conference, but I appreciate y'all for real though.
When it comes to football, you know what it is.
Yeah, I don't mess with you on that one.
All right. Uh-oh. Are you playing? Are you playing your thing? Hey man, you gonna get us a strike, man.
Hey, you gotta fast forward to Jim Jones part.
I was trying.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing. First of all, shout out to you guys spending that time with us. Shout out to the usual suspects and everybody in the chat. Definitely appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and read through my my shout outs. Shout out 313 Retro Queen, Shaw Fitness Tattoo Art, Shalako, Miss Kit Kicks, Dre Day Kicks, KB Fresh Kicks, Need More Nick, J Soul, Sincerely Yours, Rel Lewis. I call him Rel, but you can look him up as Carell. Fresh Kicks 3 John, Mr. Kicks Connoisseur, D-Lo 1014, Air JP 11, Dominican Coqui, Arios 76, and also wanted to just kind of say this. You know, they had that another mass killing, you know, last Friday, and you know, man, it's just sad to see, you know, what's going on in the world, and the people are hurting that bad that they have to go out and hurt other people. You know, we need to take care of each other and love one another, and all this stuff has to stop. You know, the drama and all that stuff. You know, if you don't like somebody, just enjoy your life, enjoy your lane. And that's all I got. Oh, also, shout out to 8 and 9 Apparel. Figs, I seen you at SneakerCon. Well, I wasn't there. I just seen you in pictures in different people's publications. But shout out to 8 and 9. Make sure you guys go ahead and check them out. Sponsor of the show. Container Store. Definitely appreciate you guys, you know, backing us. And then also City Jeans Premium as well. Shout out to City Jeans Premium. And I'm out. Maul.
Who's next? Is it
Maul?
I could go. You know, just kind of echo what you said. Anyone who was affected, but family, friends, from the massacre, you know, our hearts and prayers go out to you. Jason, thanks for coming on. Being a repeat offender, I wasn't offended, but thanks for joining nonetheless. Reoccurring guest, how's that? Friend of the program. We got a friend of the program.
Friend of the show.
Some blue chips dialogue, right? Drippy, thanks for coming on, man, and having to you know, take Kev's verbal abuse. I do it on a regular. So.
He said Drippy.
It was fun.
You know. Yeah, man. Now you know what it's like to be Marcus and myself, but Marcus has the advantage though. He's old. He can't hear, can't see. So you know,
what?
Impossible to not
Turn up your bell tone.
No, shout out to the usual suspects. Let's keep it moving. Appreciate you guys sticking around. Somehow or another, we still burned 2 hours. We were on time today, though. And on that note, I guess we'll just, you know, get ready for next week. Appreciate you. Marcus, can you hurry up? I know you got medication to take.
All right. Well, shout out to the panel. Everybody on the panel. I ain't going to go through all your names. We did that shit already. What I'm going to say real quick is that everybody, you know, we're having these different meetup and events and everything like that. Support the people that are putting these efforts out there. Starting with coming up this weekend, you got the LA Airheads. They have their Just Maxing. You know, hit up LA Airheads on IG. Hit up BG Kicks, Major Look. Any of those could direct you and go into this event. Then the week, I think it's 2 weeks after that, Mo is having his event in the DMV at Tap Sports Bar on National Harbor. If you're on the East Coast, make sure you hit up his event. And then April 20th, I need to see at least these two fellas in Dallas for the meetup that we have here.
Oh yeah,
the Texans.
We carpooling.
Yeah,
we're gonna be there for sure.
That's what's up. So you know, everybody, let's keep trying to put these events together all over the nation where we can all mix and mingle. I mean, I'm gonna come out of Texas and go to events. I was supposed to go to the one for Bree, but unfortunately, I can't go.
You lying?
Whatever. I will be in New York on May 3rd. I will be in New York for sure. But anyway, just start supporting, you know, all these events. It's gonna happen. I'll watch. Just support everybody. Let's look out for everybody. Let's love each other, and all this fighting. Let's just stop. Let's just show love to everybody.
Facts.
And with that, we see y'all next week.
We out like cheeks and chaps. Peace.
Who's that nigga on that now?
Perfect.